Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to BD Views. I am Mursaleen Siddiqui. The 13th general election in Bangladesh is just around the corner. And for the Bangladesh Nationalist Party, the biggest threat isn't just their political rivals. It's coming from within. While the party is campaigning hard to return to power, it is currently grappling with a massive internal revolt. In nearly 80 constituencies, rebel candidates, former BNP leaders running as independents, have turned the electoral map into a minefield for the party's high command. Despite strict warnings and mass expulsions, the BNP has failed to clear the field. Out of 300 seats, the BNP is contesting 291 directly, leaving 8 for its allies. However, there are at least 92 rebel candidates active in 79 seats. This means in more than a quarter of the country, the BNP is fighting against its own people. The party has already expelled over 500 leaders and activists in a single month to maintain discipline. But the strategy isn't working. These rebels aren't just names on a ballot. They're influential local figures, former MPs, and seasoned organizers who carry significant weight with the grassroots. The situation has become so dire that BNP Chairman Tariq Rahman has had to intervene personally. Reports suggest he is holding emergency meetings with rebels to convince them to withdraw. From Borishal to Dhaka, the leadership is offering a mix of carrots and sticks, promising future rewards for those who step down and maintaining the threat of permanent expulsion for those who don't. However, the rebels aren't budging. Many believe that if they win, the party will eventually take them back. They view the recent reinstatement of 1,800 previously expelled members as proof that punishment in the BNP is only temporary. This perception has turned the party's disciplinary actions into a doll's play, emboldening more leaders to defy the high command. The most visible damage is occurring in the seats BNP sacrificed for its movement partners. To maintain the unity of the 11-party alliance, the BNP left 8 seats for its allies. But in almost all these seats, BNP rebels are running as independents, making it nearly impossible for the aligned candidates to win. In Patuakhali 3, the BNP supported Gano Odhikar Porishod President Nurul Haq Noor. But the local BNP heavyweight Hassan Mamoon is running as a rebel. Tensions have boiled over into physical violence between their supporters, leaving the alliance candidate in a state of extreme frustration. In Dhaka 12, while the seat was left for Saiful Haq of the Revolutionary Workers' Party, the former convener of Dhaka North BNP, Saiful Alam Nirab, is contesting as an independent. Even after a personal meeting with the party chairman, Nirab has refused to quit the race. In Brahmanbaria 2, barrister Rumin Farhana, a firebrand leader and former MP, is running as a rebel against the alliance's candidate from Jamiat Ulema Islam. Despite the party dissolving local committees to stop her, the grassroots remain firmly behind her. Analysts warn that these rebels are acting as spoilers. In many seats, the BNP's traditional vote bank is being split into two. If the official candidate and the rebel candidate divide the BNP's core supporters, the door opens wide for rival parties, specifically Jamaat-e-Islami or other alliance blocs, to snatch a victory with a minority of the total votes. The rebellion is not just a mathematical problem. It is a security nightmare. In several districts, the sheaf of party supporters are clashing with the supporters of independent rebels. Instead of focusing on the national campaign, Local leaders are spending their energy on internal feuds. Why are they rebelling? The motivation for these rebels varies. Some, like MAH Selim in Bagherhat, claim they are running to save the seat because they believe the official BNP nominee is too weak to win. Others feel their years of sacrifice during political movements were ignored during the nomination process. For the average voter and the local activist, the situation is confusing. In seats like Kumilla 2 or Janaida 4, the rebel candidates are often more popular than the official ones. This has created a split in the party's organizational strength. When a central leader orders the expulsion of a local hero, the local committee often chooses to follow the person, not the party. The BNP leadership, represented by figures like Ruhul Kabir Rizvi and Nazrul Islam Khan, continues to insist that the sheaf of paddy symbol is all that matters. They believe voters will remain loyal to the symbol, regardless of the person. But on the ground, the reality is much more complex. The rebels are using their personal influence to convince voters that they are the real representatives of the party's spirit. With only 7 days left until the polls on February 12th, the BNP is in a race against time. The party is sweating to manage the internal fallout. While they have managed to convince a handful of rebels to go inactive, dozens of others remain in a do-or-die position. Political analysts, including university professors and researchers, point out that this rebellion is a sign of organizational weakness. The fact that 92 rebels are still in the field after weeks of pressure suggests that the Central Command's grip over the local units has slipped. If the BNP loses a significant number of seats due to vote splitting, it will be a self-inflicted wound. The biggest fear within the party's strategic wing is that safe seats are now risky seats. In places like Dhaka 14, where the rebel S.A. Siddiq Saju is strong, or in Bagherhat's multiple seats, the division of votes is a gift to the opposition. The rebels have placed the BNP in a catch-22 situation. If the party is too harsh, it loses its local organizational base. If it is too soft, it loses its discipline. As the election clock ticks down, the rebels remain the single biggest obstacle to a clean sweep for the BNP. The party may find that while it was prepared to fight a national election against its rivals, it was unprepared for the civil war within its own ranks. That's all for today. Stay safe, stay healthy, and keep watching BD Views. If you find our reports insightful, please subscribe to our channel. Allah Hafiz.